Welcome King Island Yogis. Today I'll be sharing with you a restorative practice. Restorative yoga is an antidote to an anxious world. And it's a great practice if you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends, you feel a little bit stressed, perhaps you have a lot of pressure going on in your life. And fundamentally, this practice is about stillness. We do yoga poses, bringing the body to stillness, and that is a great way and an opportunity to bring the mind to stillness. So shall we begin? We'll start as we do in Supta Baddha Konasana, placing a couple of bricks in such a way that one goes crossways for your head and one going long ways for the spine. Alternatively, you can use a bolster. Sit slightly forward of the long brick, grab your strap, ensure that it is big enough to be able to slip over your head, under your arms, pulling the strap down off the waist, slip the loop under the little toe side of the feet and adjust it accordingly. Reaching back to hold your long brick first, lift the chest and elongate back so as to place the thoracic spine on the long brick. With the hands, lift the buttocks and push the buttocks towards the heels, bringing more length to your lumbar spine. Lower the head back onto the cross brick, adjusting that if need be. Lower the arms beside you with the palms facing up. If you want to cover your eyes with an eye pillow or a towel or a cloth, that could certainly be an option. Allow the body to settle in any yoga pose, whatever it might be. The first part of the asana is about adjusting to the pose, fine-tuning the pose. Checking that you're not holding on to any habit tension. Unclamp the jaws. Allow the closed eyes to recede back behind the lids. And allow the front of the brain, which is the more analytical part, to recede back as well. Now that we've placed the body appropriately, checked for any habit tensions, I want you to place both your hands on your abdomen. Do not interlace the fingers, but rather have the longest fingers hovering each other over the navel. Bring your awareness to the touch of your hands on the abdomen. And as you bring your awareness there, start to feel the breath as it enters into the body. The abdomen rises up into the palms. And as the breath leaves the body, the abdomen recedes back. Breathe normally for several cycles, attuning with your hands to the touch of the breath. In some ways, by placing the hands there, the breath becomes deeper, more abdominal, and more rhythmical. Keep attuning to each in and out breath as the abdomen arises and recedes, like a pendulum. And as you attune to the breath at the abdomen, allow any extraneous thoughts to dissolve. Just keep breathing in and out, effortlessly, at the abdomen. When we attune to the breath, we are directly in the present moment. Now release your hands from the abdomen to lower them back beside you, palms up. Keep your awareness on the breath at the abdomen. Effortless, elastic-like, and deep. Now on your next in-breath, I want you to inflate the lungs to their utmost, from the abdomen right up through the front of the body to the collarbones. Inhale and inflate your lungs completely. Hold that in-breath with the expansion in the chest. On the exhalation, mentally repeat Om and allow those vibrations to infiltrate all through the body. Let's do that twice more. Inhale again from the base of the lungs up to the collarbones. Hold the in-breath with the lungs completely full. And go again, exhale with a long mental Om, letting those vibrations reverberate in your inner body. One more in your own time. Return to normal breathing. Now take hold of your forearms over your face. Right hand gets the left elbow, left hand gets the right. Lift the forearms to the ceiling, inhale, and on the exhalation, allow the folded forearms to hang over your head, behind the brick, towards the floor behind you. Keep the eyes closed. Don't go for any huge stretch or any strong sensation. Just let the arms literally drape over the head. As you open the chest, stretch the lungs, and create more space in the front of the body. Lift the forearms over the face again and change the fold so the opposite forearm's on top. Inhale, exhale, and go again. Allow the folded forearms to drape over your head towards the floor behind you. Don't force, don't over try. This is not the right class for that. Unravel the arms and lower them beside you, palms up. Noticing any subtle differences in the body, knees perhaps closer to the floor, chest a little more open, and ultimately mind a little more quiet and centered. Moving along, place your palms flat. Anchor into the palms and lift the head and shoulders. Walk the palms back so that they're under the shoulders. Pressurize the palms and straighten the arms to sit up. Moving along, slip the belt off. Stretch out your legs straight if need be, releasing the abductor muscles. Moving to Adho Mukha Virasana or downward facing hero. If you have bricks, that will suffice very well. A bolster perhaps a little better. Come to the back of the mat, sitting on your heels with the knees splayed wide. Place a couple of bricks in front of you. A gap between each brick, and certainly the first one, a slight gap between that and your inner groins. If you need a bit more height, you can fold up a towel or a blanket and place that over the bricks. Moving forward, rest your tummy on the first brick, your elbows to the floor, and your head off to one side. If your abdomen does not touch the first brick, you need more height. It's when we can rest the abdomen that the pose lends itself to quietening down the central nervous system. If only our head touches, we won't get the same effect. So bulk up your props if you need to get your abdomen to be a little higher on a support. Close the eyes, head to one side, and ensure the elbows are on the floor. Become aware now of the breath in the back of your body. Feel the back ribs arising on the in-breath and expanding, receding on the out-breath. Imagine you're inhaling and exhaling through the back of the lungs. Allow the mind to be more suspended, the everyday thoughts turned off. This is your time. And right now there's no other time. Breathing in and out of the back lungs. Turn the head lazily off to the other side. And release. Lift the head and chair, slide back on the arms and hands, and pop the bits off to the side. Let's do a breathing exercise now, which in yoga we call pranayama. We'll do two. Bhramari pranayama first, which is B breathing, and then Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. These are great practices to increase energy in the body, and they're also tranquilizing pranayams. Tranquilizing, by which I mean calming. So sit on a brick or a cushion if you need a little bit more height, and ensure your spine is upright. We'll be doing 3 cycles of Bhramari and then going straight to Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing. Shall we begin? With your hands, place your digits over your skull and your thumbs to close your ears. Inhale through the nostrils only. Keeping the mouth sealed and the ears sealed, exhale with a humming sound. Two more, attuning to those humming vibrations within the skull. Lower your hands to chin mudra. Remain with the eyes closed for a moment and feel that residue of vibration throughout the skull, the remotest brain cell, reverberating to that humming sound. Moving straight to Nadi Shodhana, another tranquilizing pranayama. Keep your left hand in chin mudra. Your right hand, place the first and second fingers between the eyebrows and seal your right nostril with the thumb. Exhale out the left nostril only. Inhale through the left nostril only. Closing the left nostril with the ring finger, release the thumb and exhale out the right nostril only. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close and exhale left. We've completed 2 rounds together, do 3 more. When and if you are finished, lower your right hand to Chin Mudra. Remain with your eyes closed. Breathe normally and watch the normal breath at both nostrils, of which hopefully there is a more even flow. Right nostril connects to our left brain and physical energy. Left nostril connects to our right brain and is more about mental energy. Quietly open your eyes. Moving along, make your way up and grab a chair. Any chair will suffice. Turn the seat of the chair to face you. For a more cushioning effect, we can place a towel or a folded blanket over the seat. If that's not enough height, and you'll see why in a moment, we can bulk it up with cushions or bricks. Stand about about half a metre from the chair with your feet as wide as the legs of the chair. Bending from your hips, flex forward and rest your forearms on the seat. Your forehead burrows down behind the forearms, not so much on the forearms but behind. If your forehead doesn't touch the seat of the chair, we simply bulk it up by popping a brick there or a cushion. We're really not after the deepest forward bend we can access here, but more a way to rest the brain and to bring the spine to be horizontal to earth and the heart to face earth. Explore the pose as an opportunity for stillness, rather than a stretch in your hamstrings. The mind is turned off, the body is still, and it is said in a yoga perspective, when we rest the brow, we quieten the frontal brain. We almost become the pose and lose that sense of separation and division between ourselves and the pose. We're totally unified. And that brings us right into the alignment of the purpose of yoga. Integration, unification. Bending your knees, slowly lift the head and quietly come up. Moving to another forward bend of Restorative Tadasana. Take your chair and place the seat of it to face in front of the long way of the mat. Establish a straddle stance, a good 1.5 meters apart, or as much as your inner groins allow. Don't aim for a huge stretch here. It's not the purpose of the class. Edges of your feet are parallel to the mat. With the seat of the chair facing you, we push it slightly away whilst maintaining the hips above the heels. As before, rest your forearms on the seat and your forehead burrows down. You probably won't need a brick with this one. Your forehead burrows down behind the forearms to the edge of the seat. Only if you have a lot of hip flexion would you go further down with your head on a brick. But really, we're not after the perfect yoga pose or the deepest yoga pose. We're here to be still.
Don't push, but pacify. Bending your knees, lift the head and chest and slowly come up. Resting the head quietens the brain, particularly the frontal brain, which is where we exist so much in our waking state. Moving now to a supported back bend called Viparita Dandasana. Any chair will suffice. Grab your mat, fold it in half again, and in half again, so that you have a long padded fold. Place that across the seat of the chair. Now sitting so that you come to one side edge of the seat and have a little bit more of the mat towards the back side of you. Hold the seat so that it doesn't slip away and lower your buttocks down. Rest your lower back into the edge of the folded mat and lower your head back. Grab hold of your elbows over the head and allow the folded forearms to hang away and down. If you want a little bit more stretch, then simply slide more towards the head side, which will bring a little bit more opening into the upper chest and throat area. But if it's strong for you, ensure that you have more of the buttocks off the seat of the chair. That would be a more conservative approach. Close the eyes and allow the front of the body to open. We exist in the front of the body so much. We're more familiar with the front of the body. I feel and we point to the chest. I think and we point to the brow. I'm afraid and we point to the abdomen. Stretching the front of the body removes tension there and pent up emotions that aren't serving us anymore. Change the fold of your arms. Now unravel your arms and stretch the arms long. If that's a little strong, please go back to holding your elbows. Again, we're not after some challenging pose, but rather a pose that can support the body and where we don't have to do anything. Supported poses create an environment where nothing needs to be done. Your job in the pose is to be, not to do. Coming out of the pose, do not lift the head. Lower your arms beside you. Holding the backrest of the chair and the seat of the chair, slide the buttocks towards the knees and wait there. Just ensure that the back of your head is now supported by the seat. Allow the blood flow to level out. And then slowly start to lower your buttocks towards the floor as your head and shoulders lift and release to come up. Moving to our counter pose, Adho Mukha Virasana again. Unfurl the mat. Couple of bricks as we used before, or if you have the luxury of a bolster, place them in front of you, towel on top if you need more height. Ensure your tummy comes onto the first brick, elbows to the floor, and head off to one side. Feel again the breath in the back of the body. Allow time to become timeless and transform effort to stillness. Our last pose before we move to Shavasana is a couple of minutes in Setu Bandha. Lie down with your knees bent up, feet hip width apart and toes pointing forward. Tuck your shoulders under, lift your hips, place a vertical brick on your sacrum, but if that's too much of a challenge, then place the brick on its middle side. Either is appropriate. Rotate the palms up, bring the chin snug into the chest, close the eyes, breathe normally. Feel the breath at the abdomen again. Rather than placing your hands there, attune your mind there. Keep your awareness on the breath. When we learn to leave the mind alone, instead of constantly identifying with it, the mind becomes quiet. It's the constant identification to thought that keeps the mind active. Going straight now to Shavasana, lift the hips, remove the brick, lower the buttocks slowly down and hug your knees into the chest. Rock from side to side, Pavanmuktanasana. Going straight now to Shavasana, lower your feet to the floor and stretch out each leg separately for final relaxation. You can put a bolster under your knees or a pillow blanket if you need. Palms face the ceiling, chin snug into the chest. You can cover your eyes or forehead again with a cloth or eye pillow. Let's go again and place our hands on the abdomen. Do not interlace the fingers. Ensure your elbows are on the floor. The longest fingers hover the navel. Attune to the in and out breath at the abdomen again. The liquidy, elastic-like breath coming and going effortlessly. Whenever we place our hands there, it's an instant remedy for transforming stress, anxiety into quietness, into peace. Now lower your arms beside you, palms up. Mentally repeat after me as we practice now auto-suggestion relaxation. Bring the feeling with the mental words. My feet are relaxed. Right foot, left foot. My legs are relaxed. Right leg, left leg. My hips are relaxed. Right hip, left hip. My whole back is relaxed. Lower back, middle back, upper back. My scalp is relaxed. My scalp is very relaxed. My face is peaceful. My face is very peaceful. My shoulders are relaxed.
right shoulder, left shoulder. My arms are relaxed, right and left. My hands are still, right, left. My chest is relaxed. My chest is very relaxed. My abdomen is calm. My abdomen is calm. My whole body is now completely relaxed. My whole body is completely relaxed. My mind is peaceful. My mind is peaceful. Peaceful. Now slowly start to externalize your awareness. Listen first to sound. Moving the extremities of your body in your own slow and lazy way. Bend the knees and roll effortlessly to the side. Remain in the fetal position for a moment. Nothing's urgent. When and if you feel ready, come up to sit. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us. Happy practicing from Jacqui.